Black lives have never, ever, ever mattered to the Democrat Party. Black votes always have.
The Democrat Party have established a...
Wow, Candace started this joint off hitting hard, didn't she? My
The Democrat Party have established a House of Token.
Democrat Party, they want us to permanently be in a state of fear, racism, white racist Republicans.
They just put a black person in the White House for 8 years. They didn't do anything for us.
Here we go.
Are we such that we are so scared to try something different?
The Democrats are very nervous. They do nothing for you, and that was supposed to be automatic. Not anymore. USA!
Bruh, this is blowing my effing mind, bruh. This is blowing my mind right here. I promise you, it's blowing my mind. Sheesh. I don't know what to think. Up is down, left is right. What's going on? Because I was always taught a different thing, and now I'm being. When Trump used to say stuff like he has a lot of black support, because of what I heard on the news that I passed by. Because I really didn't watch it, didn't want to pay attention to politics. I don't really trust any politicians, to be honest with you. But I didn't think that he would have this much black support, man. And I'm talking about it's successful black people. So, like, it's crazy, man. I don't know what to say, man. It's all right. Let me finish this off, and we'll talk later.
I'm curious, like, is this really about the politics? Like, how do we know this is real?
It's legit.
Oh, it's legit.
And a lot of family photos.
Yes. A lot of people said that my family was brainwashing me, and that really bothered me.
I've had people that have known me for 7 to 10 years that have texted me and told me that I have a mental illness.
You ready? Moving out.
For my sister at one time to say that you're a traitor.
A traitor to who?
A traitor to my race.
How do y'all feel about black conservatives?
Like, y'all house Negroes. Like, y'all just trying to please this white man.
These are lost, disturbed, self-loathing people.
Notice that all of those youngsters had caps on.
So I think some people assume this is a play for votes.
Well, I haven't changed, and I'm not gonna change.
Voting for Trump is not about being a Republican.
Make America great again is for us too.
What does it make you feel like when you wear it?
It makes me feel like a proud American.
You have to defend why you voted for Trump.
Hillary Clinton. That's who they wanted us to vote for over Trump.
Just because you are black, you don't have to be a Democrat.
I am a black gay conservative, and I am proud of that.
We have to start moving like free agents.
What we gotta lose?
I like what Main Man said. I love what Main Man said. We have to start moving like free agents. We have to start moving like free agents. Do y'all realize? Here's the thing, bro. And one thing that I think people don't understand. In order for me to help you out, I gotta make sure that I'm good first. All right? And you should do the same. And then once we meet at the top and we are handling things and we are shaking things up in a way where we have resources now, then we can come together. Man, what? Okay, I'm still blown away. This many Trump supporters, black Trump supporters. God gracious, bro. This blows my mind right here. I swear to God, it blows my mind.
The people in this room are going to change America.
Wow. There's so many.
I can't see it.
Look at Main Man. Main Man from Vice is like, look at his face. Hold on 1 second. Y'all can't see it. He looking like, man, do you see these black folk cheering for Trump? It's crazy. Like, it's that polarizing because Main Man has not seen this before. That's why His face looked like that. He's like, man, this is crazy right here. This like it's okay. Wow.
Where are you standing? In the White House. Not bad. Not bad. The Democrats are very nervous, I will tell you. They do nothing for you, and that was supposed to be automatic. Not anymore. I can live with that. I was never a fan. You know that, right? In the past, the black community has been promised everything from the Democrats, by the Democrats, and they've gotten nothing. Democrat policies have led to unsafe communities, failing schools.
I need to post this inside of on a few of my platforms that I'm on, because I want to start this conversation. This right here, I want y'all to listen. Do not cut this off early, because I got some shit to say, man. And I want to hear your honest position and why you choose to be in that position, or why you choose to protect that position. Everything, man. This right here is going to be
Over incarceration. Oh, yeah. When I ran for president, I asked black Americans to give me a chance with your vote by saying, what the hell do you have to lose? Remember?
I'm just gonna be honest. I never thought I would ever see this many black people in MAGA hats.
Bruh, me either.
President Trump received more votes from black voters than both Mitt Romney and John McCain. And a lot like his presidential campaign, much of the media seems to be dismissing the growth of the black conservative movement, and instead is attacking their character and motives.
We all know African-American Republicans. These are lost, disturbed, self-loathing people who are part of a personality cult for a president who calls for domestic terrorism and a destruction of every norm that makes this country great.
It was not a summit. It was a Make America Great rally. They used some young blacks as props. Notice that all of those youngsters had caps on. It was almost like we're going to dress you for the photo.
Now, I actually saw that that bit from Al Sharpton, and I believed him. I believed him. I believed that it was just I don't listen. You gotta understand. I don't think you understand. It's crazy, man. It's like when you see that, you think that they are the ones who have sold out for whatever they sold out for. So that's why the black community will look at them like, man, you're a traitor, you're this, you're that, you're that. Wow, man, I got some things to say.
And while the Democratic Party historically controls 80 to 90% of the black vote, they don't need to lose that many black voters before they start losing elections.
We're in D.C. for the first ever Young Black Leadership Summit, where young black conservatives from around the country have come together here in a conference to be put in front of conservative thinkers to find what is hopefully a physically safe space for them to be both black and conservative in a way they've only been able to do online. I don't know if this is genuine, but I'm really curious to find out from some of the kids who are here this weekend why they're here and what being here actually means to them, what being there meant to them.
Black lives have never, ever, ever mattered to the Democrat Party. Black votes always have. They create this narrative every 4 years that the Republicans are racist. They try to scare us. Are we such punks that we are so scared to try something different because every 4 years they knock for our votes and they say, vote for us because the other guy's racist? This is our time. Make America Great Again is for us too. We are Americans first and foremost. We have been in this country since 1619, before any other immigrant group.
This is Candace Owens, and at 29, she is the most influential young black conservative voice in American politics.
She most certainly is, and I've been diving into a lot of her her content, her debates, her speeches, her interviews, and I was scared. I was scared, bruh. And I'm still a little bit scared. Man, y'all don't know.
Black support for Donald Trump has doubled since this time last year. You guys can try to pretend that he is pushing in a racist era in this country when in fact we know the Democrats are the racists, have always been the racists. The left is incredibly good at linguistics. Planned Parenthood. That sounds nice. I want to plan my parenthood. But in reality, they're murdering babies.
Yeah, hey, I'm Lee. Nice to meet you.
You guys have also not been too nice to me in the press. Hi, how are you?
In less than a year, she went from being relatively unknown to capturing the attention of the president all through social media.
Russian collusion is the dumbest that you guys have pulled out in a really long. Really, this is it? Like, this is where. Oh my gosh! If you don't vote for Democrats, if you don't get behind us, the Russians are going to be infiltrating your computers and telling you how to vote. Like, what is wrong with you guys?
Are we really witnessing the evolution of the face of the Republican Party here, or is this
for sure
an effort to capture more black votes and nothing else?
Oh, so what you'll realize is we never tell anybody how to vote. This has never been about, for the first time 2 weeks ago, registered as a Republican. I was just, I always call it conservative curious. I knew something wasn't working on the left. They've grown increasingly violent, and they seem obsessed with race. Since every single day they're trying to sell to us our own oppression.
Of the Democratic Party, it's been going on for far too long, and we say it.
Wow, that was a bar, man. Every single day they're trying to sell to us our oppression. And people are, every single day we are buying our oppression. Every single day. I don't give a daggone if I'm in a conversation with somebody at a daggone grocery store. They be like, well, you know why they got the job. You know, they point to the white side of it. You know why they got it and I ain't get it? I ain't get it because, man.
Enough is enough.
We're not voting for people who are not serving our communities and serving our best interests.
The only people that are white that we have allowed around us are white liberals. And the only reason why black men are out here stomping on flags and burning them is because the Democrats never taught them how to love that flag.
We're done with the fear-mongering, and we are understanding that despite everything that's been said about President Trump, he's brought more results than the black president that was in office for 8 years prior to him. But the time is now. People are feeling empowered. The time is now for us to stand up and say, it doesn't matter what you call us anymore. We want to be free, and we want to be a piece of the American dream, too.
While these points could be debated back and forth by both sides for literally eternity, this was the standard rhetoric being used throughout the entire event.
In 2008, I voted for Obama simply because I got blacked into it. I'm gonna be honest. And he treated us like we are victims. The things that I learned in the hood are very conservative principles. Welfare, lamb for the slaughter. You make money, somebody comes up to you and says, give me 35% of your money, what are you gonna do? Excuse me?
Now, okay, I paused it on the wrong face.
He says, give me 35% of your money, what are you gonna do? Excuse me?
Now, Stacey Dash, because of her political ideals, and the things that she has publicly stood for, liberal black America, and we don't say liberal black America, we just say black America. Black America canceled her. She was canceled by black America, but she's in a room speaking to a bunch of black Americans, encouraging them. That's weird, man. That's weird. All because she supports who she supports. Man, I swear, you can't say anything. You can't be anything that you can't have. If you don't have groupthink, then you short. You are short, bruh. You gotta daggone think like everybody else, or you gonna be canceled, man. I ain't got time for the best.
Give you what? Give me your gun? Thank you. Thank you. These are very conservative principles that we are raised with, but we don't even know it.
I call myself just a free thinker. It's become a lifestyle. You know, it's who I am.
No one paid us to be here. I absolutely love myself. I am not a coon.
So when people are like, oh, you're just being used by the Republicans. No, you're being disrespectful to me because I know what I'm doing.
Today in this room, I'm so excited because we are going to launch in front of the world a movement that will forever be remembered as a piece of American history,
a movement called Blacksit, the Black Exit.
Bruh, I swear to goodness, I never even saw, wow. They're chanting. Maybe I didn't watch enough of these speeches and stuff. I only thought that was a white thing. Look, y'all gonna be mad at me in the comment section. Look, charge it to my mind and not my heart, guys. I promise you, I love everybody. Everybody. It's just that when you're fed something for such a long time, you believe that that thing is actually a thing.
While there are only a few hundred people at this summit wearing Blexit t-shirts, there are thousands more online. And as long as Black Americans have had the right to vote, there have been Black Republicans. But there has never been the community activism and recruitment than that created by the rise of social media. And one such influencer in this space is Antonia Okafor, a Second Amendment rights activist and conservative speaker.
Yesterday, a horrific incident took place at Texas Tech University. A student took his gun and shot a campus police officer in the head. Why am I a campus carry activist? For this very reason, to empower the law-abiding individual and student on a college who's afraid of a criminal harming them.
We're following her to Iowa because she's being honored at Congressman Steve King's annual pheasant hunt, a GOP tradition sponsored by a man who's been called a racist by the press.
So I'm honored to be a special guest this year.
Previous honorees have included Ted Cruz and Donald Trump Jr. So why Antonia? Whose agenda does this serve? Because in my mind, this looks a lot like GOP recruitment.
Raise it up to.
Yes, and that's what we're taught. It looks like GOP recruitment.
Part of the habit like that.
That's what it, I mean,
The bird
until you learn more.
You ready? All right. Move it out. Nice and easy. Nice and easy, guys. Here. No bird. No bird.
Well, I don't know how that bird lived through that.
There it goes. There it is.
Is this like a regular thing? Do you come out into the plains with white men carrying shotguns a lot?
No, that's not like a thing. I do live born and raised in Carrollton, Texas, so
Right.
that was, was predominantly white.
Have you like found yourself being like one of few or like the only minority in like rooms more as your like political influence has grown?
Probably.
Yeah.
But also while I've been doing this, I've seen it grow. The whole thing that's happening right now, the Young Black Leadership Conference, it's just like showing in one place what I've known for a long time, that there are a lot of Black conservatives and that there are many of them who are closeted Black conservatives. They're out there.
Yeah.
I knew I wasn't alone, but I was the most vocal.
Is it an isolating experience being a Black conservative?
There is a mentality almost like if you say anything that's different, there's a firing squad waiting for you.
Can you tell me about when you transitioned from being Democrat to having these more conservative views?
Yeah, I think I've always had conservative views. It wasn't until 2010 that I started to realize that President Obama, who I enthusiastically voted for, that the policies that he had put through, I didn't feel that I was empowered as a young individual.
Oof.
God damn it. Wow, right there too. Hope and change. He said that he was gonna drastically change America. That was his platform though.
Sure.
So no, I don't think that it was unfair
or unrealistic.
No, I think maybe it's actually we need different policies to change things if a Black man didn't change it.
Jesus Christ. I'm curious how you, as the child of an immigrant from Africa, reconcile the comments that Donald Trump made where he, alluded to it being a hole.
I always use my mom as a great example. And hearing her say, do you think I went to America just because I liked Texas or something? It is horrible. There are Christians who are being killed by machetes.
Well, he's been so pissed at me all morning.
And outside of that context, just thinking about the checkered past that the Republican Party does have with minority groups in this country, why is it that you can like stomach the injustices?
So please tell me what injustices you're talking about, the Republican Party.
Voter suppression laws, for example.
So having an ID, which I have a driver's license.
People attribute these things to being, you know, an infringement upon people's rights.
If anyone's disenfranchising minority groups, it's the Democratic Party, especially right now.
That's what I was talking about on one of my last videos. It was a hilarious video, something that Ami Horowitz likes to do. I believe he's from the Daily Wire. Yeah, and that's another trigger station, channel, brand that if you're doing anything for the Daily Wire, then that's just like, you know what I mean, you're red pilling out as well. But Ami Horowitz, he went around asking people questions, white liberals actually, what do they think about certain parts of the voting laws and whatnot. That video was absolutely, it was eye-opening. I will say the least. It was eye-opening. It pissed me off, bro. It pissed me off because then he went to the black part of Harlem and started asking black people what did they think about what the white liberals were saying in protection and in defense of the black people that are answering these questions right now. And you're going to see when you check that joint out exactly what I'm talking about. Oh my gracious, man.
They're taking our vote for granted because we are the majority usually, and they can rest comfortably on that. That is disenfranchising a whole group.
People are gonna watch this and they're gonna like question your motives for being so outspoken.
Okay.
And so I wanna know, like, what is your response to that?
It's sad that that someone can't make a decision to change a part of their life or switch and not have a motive.
You know, you've honored as special guests men like Ted Cruz and Donald Trump Jr. Why now honor Antonia?
She's a clear and a consistent conservative voice defending the Second Amendment in particular, and she can do a better job of it in the arena that she's in than I can do. And the hunters out there, they're a pushover for a young lady.
I'm so passionate about protecting the Second Amendment because as an individual, I know how important it is that I have a right to defend myself. I'm a survivor of sexual assault. I know what it means to feel completely vulnerable and defenseless.
I think some people will see you're standing next to Antonia here. They will assume the worst, which is that this is a play for votes, or this is a play for influence in a place where maybe you didn't have it before.
Well, I haven't changed, and I'm not gonna change. And as popular as virtue signaling is, it's almost a requirement in this society today. I never do it, and I never will.
And yet, Congressman Steve King retweeted neo-Nazis and publicly targeted immigrants by saying, "We can't restore our civilization with somebody else's babies." But now, he's given Antonia what seems like a convenient platform.
Now, you want me to be in there?
Sure I do. You can be a beauty among the beasts.
Wow. Now, what does that say to you guys? I need for y'all to chime in the comments, please, because I don't know a whole lot about neo-Nazis. The word Nazi. I know a little bit about them, and none of it is positive. But I want to hear what y'all got to say about it.
What was life like when you first started to be more outspoken about your political beliefs?
Oh, it was horrible. It was definitely the one part that I was affected most by or impacted most by were the people around me. For my sister at one time to say that you're a traitor.
A traitor to who?
A traitor to my race.
Because of influencers like Antonia and Candace Owens, more young black conservatives have declared their allegiance to Trump online. But this decision can have life-altering consequences.
So my name is Shekinah, for those of you that don't know, and I've decided to exit the Democrat Party.
Shekinah Geist is one of these people, a budding social media influencer that we met at the conference in DC, who recently dropped out of college after being bullied for wearing a Trump t-shirt on campus. So we're following Shekinah to her hometown to see whether embracing your political beliefs online is worth social suicide.
You guys have a beautiful home.
Thank you.
and a lot of family photos.
Yes. My mom loves pictures.
Yeah. What, is this your brother up here?
Yes, that's my brother Levi, and that's my brother Daniel and his wife Cece, and that's me.
You were adopted.
Yeah.
And how's that experience been?
Probably one of the best experiences ever. Because my birth mom was 15 when she had me, I felt like she did the very best for me and gave me a better life. Yeah, so this is the shirt.
Wow. And so that was the one that like your mom sent to you after you got elected and you were on campus and stuff. Did your parents kind of impart any leanings one way or the other on you?
Really, no, not at all. My dad hates politics.
So they encouraged you to like find your own way?
Yeah, they said you research and you pick whoever you think is best fit.
You know, when you wore that Donald Trump shirt, did your friends know kind of your political leanings, or was that when they found out?
I definitely got backlash.
You know, you were afraid of losing some of the first black friends you had?
Yeah.
And did that happen?
Most of them said they just couldn't imagine me supporting someone like Donald Trump. We just kind of quit being friends. It wasn't necessarily uncivil, we just kind of quit talking to each other.
There are people who have had their names tossed around as being racist within the party.
Right.
How are you okay with that?
If I truly feel that a candidate is being racist, I will not stand with them. And I don't think that Donald Trump says everything right. I definitely think that he words a lot of things incorrectly.
And that's the thing too. If a lot of people feel, how can you be okay with that? F how a lot of people feel, bruh. Sorry, I can't think for myself. Can I think for myself? I'm sorry. May I please think for myself for but a moment? No, you can't. You got to think like us or you're out. Okay, I'm out of what? What exactly am I out of? What exactly am I out of? What are y'all kicking me out of? And that's the part right there, man. People try to come together to use whatever social powers that they may have to demean other people, and it's BS, bro.
And so what happened in the days that followed that like caused you to come back home to Greeley?
I think it was initially the shock. Just not expecting people to like message me and say things to me.
What was like the content of those messages?
That I lost my race card, that I wasn't black anymore, that I was not mom, that I was a sellout, that I was just trying to make money, I was trying to get attention, I was trying to seek acceptance from white people. A lot of people said that my family was brainwashing me, and that really bothered me.
Why?
Because I knew that I love my family. And so I felt like I needed to go home, and I wanted to do more research. I wanted to be confident in myself. I wanted to know what I believed. And I just felt like I had to completely reshift. Predominantly black urban areas have been destroyed. Our educational institutions have been destroyed. Black-owned businesses have been destroyed. All of these things the Democrats have done to destroy the black community.
Why make your beliefs public?
It was a decision that I made after I felt more confident in myself.
I like the fact that she did that. I love the fact that she did that. Why? Why should I be private now? I was trying to be private and trying to be quiet. I was trying to be quiet about how I felt about things. The fact that she was proud that Trump was voted in. And for many black people just to see that, that's like, dude, that's the most hateful president ever, based off of what we received. Based off the information we received, that's the most negative, racist president ever. And now we see a black person rocking MAGA or rocking Trump's name on their body. It comes off as an insult. Like, if you hate me, like, really? You hate me? Really? That's what it comes off as. It really
And they expressed concern that like you would have to deal with this kind of backlash. So I'm just curious, like, why still do it?
I felt that it was good to receive that backlash. I felt it was good to hear a different perspective. I felt it was good to challenge myself.
The first people to turn on Shekinah for her political leaning were the first black friends she's ever had. And I wanted to get a better understanding of why there is so much resistance within the black community to black conservatives.
So right now we're at the University of Northern Colorado, and we're gonna go meet up with the Black Student Union. Shekinah hangs out here a lot with her friends. She goes to the community college around the corner. We're gonna go hear what they think about young black conservatives. What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Good, how you doing?
What are you guys up to? No?
Trying to.
Yeah, can I get in on this? Like, is this like a liberal area, or?
Hey. Are you kidding me? Trump literally came to campus and had a rally in that building. Is it over there?
Wow.
Yeah, I was still having to go to class the next day. I think that was the hardest part, because like you go there and like you see people you know.
I was just like, oh my gosh, what kind of madness is this?
Right.
So then how do y'all feel about black conservatives?
Okay, so look.
The black bourgeoisie, that's all I gotta say. I've never, I know.
They don't want you to know them, okay?
Now, how I see it, they house Negroes at the end of the day. And that's just facts. That's big facts. That's big facts. They just house Negroes. It's like supporting a party. I mean, honestly, we're gonna be real. Both parties have never, like, to me, haven't done anything for black people in the sense of like, I want a policy. I don't want no speeches. I want policy. But about conservatives, it's just like y'all house Negroes. Like, y'all just trying to please this white man so y'all can be on his good side. So as much as I want to look past, like, oh, you're a person and you might be confused, but like your personal values are tied in policies that affect my life.
You're a person. You might be confused, and that part right there is extremely disrespectful to look at another thinking human, someone who thinks for themselves, and tell them just because they don't think like you, they are confused. But once I spit some knowledge into you, brother, then you're gonna wake back up. You're gonna be woke.
Like, voting for Trump is not about being a Republican. You voted for somebody who blatantly supports and encourages white supremacy. Like, hate crimes are way up.
So like when you think about, you know, the Black Student Union supports like diversity, right? Do you guys also support that diversity in thought? Like, would young black conservatives, could they feel welcome in this space that it is supposed to be welcoming for black students?
That's a unique word. I wouldn't say welcome, but I'll definitely say feel challenged. To back up the reason why you believe, and I will do the same, as well as everybody else, with some facts and also with some emotions.
Clearly, many black students had a negative perception of black Trump supporters, but Shekinah was able to connect with one other like-minded black conservative in Greeley, Sierra. While a lot of black conservatives have found each other online, this is one of those rare cases where they have created a real-world friendship.
So a lot of people tell me that when I talk about politics or use my social media, it's solely to gain followers, and that's just not the case.
We just want to try and get the word out there to let more people know that this is for real. This is who we really are as black conservatives.
You guys don't wear this on campus, though?
As of right now, I haven't. I just got that like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. Will you?
Probably. I mean, look at my backpack.
Do you? Oh yeah, you
and
do.
I walk around with that every day.
What does it make you feel like when you wear it? Or is it just like, my hair is not popping today, I need a hat?
Yeah, it makes me feel like a proud American.
I feel confident in it, especially when we were in DC. I felt more confident wearing it there.
Do you guys think that organizations like the Black Student Union, which is supposed to be like a welcoming space for all black students, you know, do you think they would be accepting to you guys?
I would say I would hope that they would be accepting.
I feel that if these people are truly pro-black, it would be good to have a different perspective. It would be good to have diversity of thought.
The Black Student Union invited us over to pregame for UNC's basketball game that night.
It's about to
and
get
we asked
real.
if we could bring Shekinah and Sierra
About to get real.
for what will probably be an incredibly awkward introduction.
Toby, what up? How are you? Darius, good to see you again. How are you, bro?
Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Toby. Nice to meet you.
I'm curious, like, what are your preconceptions on black people and conservative ideals?
Again, there's nothing wrong with being a conservative. There's nothing wrong with voting your political party. The issue is Trump. When Trump is making fun of people who are mentally handicapped, making fun of women, making fun of immigrants, making fun of refugees, making fun of black people, that is the issue. This is the wrong time for me to be a conservative.
I have a lot to say. I have a lot that I could say. I don't know where to really begin, but
Same.
Like, what policies do you agree with that Trump has pushed forward?
Well, one of the things that I really appreciate that he's doing, he's actually trying to start urban revitalization with Ben Carson.
Wasn't Ben Carson a doctor?
Neurosurgeon.
How is he going to help out with housing?
Because he grew up in extreme poverty. So
I mean, I grew up in extreme poverty. I can't fix houses though.
I think we have seen a lot of improvement.
I ain't seen that.
I disagree. I haven't seen much.
making an effort to try and fix the VA, okay? What was the thing? The trade, the United States, Mexico, Canada agreement, how he's been fixing that now.
He pulled out of that because he wants tariffs. The one thing that really frustrated me is Trump's taking credit for the black unemployment rate. I'm pretty sure we've all seen that. Saying the black unemployment rate is the lowest it's ever been. You did not do that. It started going down underneath Barack Obama.
You know where he had that conversation in the tour bus with
Billy Bush.
Yeah, about
The one that was like 10 years ago.
he referred to it as locker room talk.
He did publicly apologize. I don't know if any of you guys watched that debate.
White nationalists literally said, I feel emboldened by Trump. There's no way in hell you can justify that. You have to defend why you literally voted for Trump. And there's nothing, you can't get away from that because Ben Carson has nothing to do with public housing. You're black, I'm black.
Like, what does he have to say for you to stop agreeing with Trump?
Immigration-wise, it's difficult because the people that have already been here, I really don't think it's fair. And a lot of conservatives believe it is. I don't think it's fair for someone who's been here for 30 years, started a business, had a family, to be deported back to wherever they came from.
Me hearing you talk is like, you don't support him, but you rep your party. I respect that. When black people, we have this ideology, Barack Obama's Jesus Christ, which is not even close. He never gave me a policy. He didn't give no black people a policy. But as a citizen, it's your civic duty, again, to hold them accountable.
For me, I guess a good way to put it is I'm sometimes Trump. There's things that I like, and there's things that I will call him out on. But when you just take away my black card and say that I'm not black anymore, and you don't even want to discuss it with me, you just want to say that white people have brainwashed me, that's where I really have an issue.
I feel like it's not healthy to attack the black character. It's not going to do anything for us as a black community.
Yeah, it's counterproductive.
It's very counterproductive, and then at the end of the day, people are going to be like, oh, black people and black people don't like each other, so this is something that we have to discuss.
Just hearing this from you guys is, it really means a lot. It's great.
All right, let's go watch this game, please.
All right, cool.
One of the things that I hope is more people coming together. For me, I've seen a lot of my friends and myself where people just completely disassociate themselves with black conservatives or vice versa.
As Americans, we all have a civic duty to vote, to hold our government accountable. People have always voted against their best interests, and whether or not that's what's happening with black conservatives isn't really for me to say.
What do you feel are the biggest misconceptions about conservatives or the Republican Party that exist within the black community?
I think a lot of people think that we're here to appease white people.
And our job is to restore those pillars of exceptionalism and put America on the track to become, again, a greater nation than it's been in the past.
They think that we're doing this for some ulterior motive. We're gonna get a celebrity status or whatever just because we're a black conservative. I didn't do that for that.
Please. Even if that was the case, everybody play their cards how they play their cards. It's none of anybody's business if you're playing chess and trying to win and you're on a winning team. It's absolutely nothing wrong with that. And for somebody to be looking from the outside of the window into your house, trying to dictate how you should run your house, no. Focus on yours. Focus on yours, man. See, that's the problem right there. A lot of people are so busy trying to be judgmental over other people, and they don't even have their own sugar honey iced tea together. They just judging you. They're looking at you. You're successful. You're doing big things in life. And they're looking at you like you only got that because, all right, and you only at your level because we can do this all day. But I'm not going to put you down for not being where I am, and you shouldn't put me down for being where I'm for not being where you are. Period. Like Key and Peele was joking about on that Black Republicans. Black people are not a monolith. Black people are not a monolith, man. Everybody is supposed to be different in there. We're supposed to be unique. Period. As long as we show love and respect to everyone, we should be good. But that's not the case, because everyone think that they're better than somebody else. And that's when the ish starts happening. You don't care about me? We starving over here. We ain't got no jobs. We ain't got that either. When I grew up, my family ain't had no job either. We had to deal with daggone welfare and all that other stuff too. As a matter of fact, my clothing brand that I have is called Welfare Boy. That's because that's what my family used to call me jokingly, because I was always in the system. Adopted since the age of 3. And always in the system. Adopted to my family, to my namesake. My father didn't get me, but his oldest niece, who is actually older than him, actually decided to take me on. Shout out to Diane. Amazing. But she had nothing. She had nothing. And she had 2 older children. And then later on, still went out and got my other 2 brothers and brought them into the house with me. Come on, man. And we made decisions to do whatever we need to do from that point. Whenever we can decide to do things to make our lives better, that's when we started doing it. So if you're not in that position, and we're still trying to chase things that we want to chase, our dreams, our goals, all those things, and we still hold each other down. I'm talking about in a good way. I mean, encourage one another. That's what it means in the hood. We hold each other down. We still make sure we encourage one another. Whether you're doing great things, good things, or you need help and you're trying, we encourage you. If you're just laying back complaining, not trying to do anything, and constantly throwing out all these daggone excuses why you shouldn't be able to accomplish something, nah, I ain't with that at all. Fall back from that. I don't even want to hear that. That's draining. All right? So people should be allowed to do whatever the hell they want to do. But what we see on TV from all these different, see, here's one thing. It only has to start with one channel saying something. And then it goes through everything that we love looking at. If we like looking at sports, it goes through sports. We got Stephen A. and all the other, and Shannon Sharp and Skip Bayless and all these people discussing what these news sources have been saying. And these are people who are not all out there studying and interviewing political parties and all this other stuff. It's not. They don't have a horse in the race, but they heard something and they're already leaning in that direction, and they got a platform. So that's the platform we're going to hear. Those are the people we're going to hear. And anybody who think opposite of them, who are supposed to be our great Black leaders because they have all of this great success. We're hearing artists speak out. We're hearing everybody with a platform speak out based off of what they've heard from the daggone news. And they don't even know the whole story. But because of that, a great deal of us who are haven't blown up yet or haven't achieved that level of success, that's what we look up to. And if they said it, it must be law. And we don't try to do our own due diligence. And that's one of the only reasons why I am doing what I'm doing on my channel right now. Why? Because I'm doing my due diligence. It might not seem like I know a whole lot about what I'm doing. And guess what? You'll be right, because I don't. And I'm not apologizing for it. I'm learning. But one other thing I'm not doing is judging people. How you do it is how you do it. But if you're going to be complaining about somebody and trying to put somebody else down and your house ain't straight, you out of pocket. Back.
Welcome, Antonio Okafor, here to the microphone. She'll tell you about her exploits here today.
It's definitely not a life that you want to live and live vocally, but I think we all do it conspicuously because we want other people to realize that there are other people out there just like them and think just like them.
Black Republicans are still a fairly small group, but the disillusionment within the Black community with the Democratic Party is very real. And if these concerns that Black Americans have with the Democratic Party are continuously marginalized and ignored, I think this movement could grow. I don't know if this is an honest effort from the GOP to change the face of the party, but I do know that this political evolution is real and earnest to the individuals that I met in DC.
And I just hope that at some point we can look past our differences and find a commonality, and so that we can help our communities instead of arguing in such a partisanship that we see on both sides of the aisle now.
If we really want to make America great again, attacking someone for the way they vote is never going to be the way that we get there.
Shout out to this young man from Vice, man. He does phenomenal interviews. Excellent interviews, man. Great job. Great job. I want to hear what y'all got to say about this in the comments below. If you have to hit that subscribe button, please make sure you do so on your way out the door. Once again, guys, I am Van, and now we are all the LFR family, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video, hopefully inside the Patreon as well. All right, love y'all. And also feel free to follow hop onto the website, lfrfamily.com, and let me know if you see anything on there that you might like. All right, love y'all.